8 things we didn't knew about time zones. How does it impact our living? 8. Biggest country in one time zone. China is the biggest country in a single time zone. It might have an area of 3,705,407 square miles, but ask each of its 1.4 billion residents for the time and you will get the same answer. It's GMT plus 8. India is another huge nation that follows one single time zone even though the country is very big. 7. Wanna lose 3.5 hours? So China and Afghanistan share borders. Just cross that. The two nations share a 47-mile boundary but are 3.5 hours apart. But here's a catch, this border has been closed for years. The next best option? They share a border, which can be crossed at the Kanjarab Pass, and have a 3-hour time difference. Or wanna gain a day? Well, you can gain a day in an instance as well. That means, you can get 2 whole birthdays back to back in 1 year. Wow! The international date line roughly follows the 180 degrees line of longitude, which splits the Pacific in 2. Celebrate first birthday in Samoa, GMT plus 13. Next morning, take the 30-mile flight to neighboring American Samoa, GMT minus 11, and, 25 minutes later, having crossed the international date line, land on your birthday again. 5. Fun fact. Here's another fun fact about time zones for all of you. 2 countries considered to be in different continents share the same time zone. They are Greenland and Britain. Despite its location in the middle of the North Atlantic, between Iceland and Canada, a narrow slither of eastern Greenland and Britain follow the exactly same time zone. 4. Most time zones in one country. Do you know which country has maximum time zones? On technical basis, France takes away this title. Even though the entire metropolitan France sticks with GMT plus 1. But once you've added all those overseas departments, the time zone tally rises to a remarkable 12. Also, very technically speaking, sun never sets in France with this logic. 3. Time on the South Pole. Which time zone is followed in the South Pole? We need to understand that longitudes converge at the poles, so neither north or south has an official time zone. But then there are scientists who work there and they need to set their clock to something. In the North Pole, research stations follow the times in their respective countries, but the US-run Amundsen Scott South Pole Station uses New Zealand time. Why? Because all flights to Antarctica's McMurdo Station depart from Christchurch, meaning all official travel to and from the South Pole goes through New Zealand. 2. Weird fact. This one is in Tuba City in the Navajo Nation homeland in Arizona. The Navajo observe DST, but Arizona does not. Result? For half the year, half the town is an hour ahead of the rest. 1. Halves and quarters. While most of the countries follow time zones that differ from GMT by a number of full hours, others just seem to be downright confused. Countries like India, parts of Australia, Sri Lanka, Iran, Myanmar and North Korea use 30-minute offsets. Nepal and the Chatham Islands of New Zealand use GMT plus 5:45 and GMT plus 12:45, respectively. A